Okay, today is Wednesday. It is 1:21 a.m. It's April 9th. I'm having sneeze attack right now because at the restaurant that I work, they use this COVID spray on all the equipment to remove all the germs, primarily the COVID virus. Me, as a dishwasher, I have to remain there after everybody sprays everywhere. When the spray is made, there's a fine mist that flows around the whole restaurant. And so at that time, what I do is I'm like breathing heavy, trying to like get all the dishes done as fast as I can, right? So that I can go back to trading. Let's come back here and trading. So on Saturday, I breathed in essentially the whole air of the restaurant. I was trying to get that taken care of, and so my lungs are burnt. It got burnt. That mist, I ingested the whole mist of the whole restaurant. Okay, and I was like, my lung. I'm sneezing, and it's like my lung is like burnt. And so what I did was I went to Walmart and I bought a fan. So I'm gonna turn that fan on, and I'm gonna open the door when they start spraying all the equipment. So, okay, that's the problem to resolve. Now, there is a correlation between the. See, there's this guy named Mike Bellafiore uh, and Steve somebody, Steve Spencer, and then psychiatrist Brett Steenbacher. Okay, and then they comprise the prop firm prop firm called SMB Capital. Now he made a YouTube video where he was at, I think it was at Four Seasons or something, or maybe it wasn't Four Seasons, but at a hotel. So he's standing there at the podium and he says, "What is the most important thing about trading?" And then the three most important thing. And then he mentions consistency, 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 right? So I chuckled and laughed at it. I thought on a superficial level, I understood what he was talking about. But then I finally grasped onto what he was saying. He's saying consistency is the most important thing, which is true, and which I finally got because I saw that video like a year, I think maybe a year ago, and I said to myself, yeah, I figured it out. I understand what that means, but I really didn't understand what he was talking about. Okay, I heard him. I understood what the words were saying. I can laugh about it. Yeah, it is. But I've never essentially essentially wrapped it around my consciousness and then broke it apart and understood it, right? So in life, there's something called the Holy Grail. In life, there's something called the fountain of youth, right? In life, okay, that's what those things are. The the unreachable, the most important thing. And when a restaurant or some sort of a company exists, there is a model of core competency that the company wants to drive towards. It's called the company motto, right? Especially for a restaurant, it's called to serve our customers, right? That's it. To serve our customer. That's it, right? At a restaurant. So in day trading, then the most important part of being a day trader is essentially establishing establishing consistency. That's why Mike Bellafiore mentioned that the three most important thing is consistency, consistency, consistency. Because to a certain level, to a certain level, that consistency will will uh, will essentially trans transpan or something, whatever. What is it? Will span across. Will span across. Will span across the the amount, the risk level, because there is consistency. But of course, if I have $1 trillion, a single stock, obviously I'll be the volume trader, and so obviously at that state, that consistency will have to change, right? There has to be a certain level of delay, right? So let's say, so for instance, let's say President Trump decided to like enforce tariffs, and all the market drops. Then what I do is, now I know that his presidency is going to be about 4 years, and so and with his uh, legacy going forward, but there will be slight changes in the policies that President Trump has enforced during his presidency. So, so for that purpose, what I can do is I could take $1 trillion, place it into critical investments, so that after 4 years, what's going to happen is that after that, some of the things that have been enforced will uh, become mature and become a less impact to the market, because the market will learn how to or adjust to it and then prosper. Okay, so that means that if I put $1 trillion right now into the market in a strategic location, then what's going to happen is 4 years down the road, it's going to be like $3 or $4 trillion. So I'll make about $3 trillion, right? So I'll make about $3 trillion about 3 or 4 years down the road, right? That's the idea. Now, as a day trader, that means on a very, very, very simple, on a very, 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 very simple thing, which I should have known about in the past, is some people talk about like, okay, so if you can make $100 per day on a consistent basis, that's consistency. Okay? If I can figure out how to make $100 per day, each day, every day, that is called consistency. I have a specific amount with a specific amount of risk that allows you to make a specific amount on a specific period of time on a consistent basis. That is called consistency. So if I'm able to make $100 a day, if I can make $100 a day, that's called consistency. That is called, in layman's term, the holy grail, the fountain of youth of day trading.